Happy Valentine's month, everybody. I'm the Sliders Review, and I'm here today to share with you some of my favorite Valentine's Day episodes from TV shows or even movies. Not everything is all lovey-dovey. Sometimes Valentine's Days deal with heartache and everything. So, some episodes will be romantic and lovey-dovey, while others will be very sad and heart-wrenching and stuff. But love is love. It doesn't always come with smiles and giggles and glee. So, I'm here today to talk to you about Power Rangers Super Mega Force Love is in the Air. So, a lot of people really, 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 really hate the Megaforce series. I actually like it. Well, I like Super Megaforce. I think it's really cool how they can transform into past Rangers. That always got me. In fact, when I was on YouTube, I was watching videos of that, and that's what actually got me back into Power Rangers. Because I stopped with Samurai. I saw the first episode of Samurai. I'm like, nope, I'm done. And I never went back. So I didn't know what was going on until I was on YouTube and I saw the Super Mega Force stuff. I'm all like, wow, this is kind of cool. They can transform into this. And then I saw the whole legendary battle thing being teased. And so when I started watching it again, it was when so that got me interested, but I wasn't fully interested until I saw Kendall morph into the Purple Ranger. And so I started watching again, and then when I started watching, it was in Super Dino Charge. And so that's when I started watching it again. I've been watching ever since and kind of wish I didn't. Oh boy, the Nickelodeon Neo Saban era just was not good. It just wasn't. And so I actually like Super Mega Force, Super Mega Force. Mega Force, not so much, but I like Robo Knight. A lot of people don't like him, but I think he's cool and everything. I want to rewatch Megaforce to see if I actually like it or don't, because I really like to get on DVD like I have Super Megaforce. But the thing about the whole Megaforce altogether, I don't like how it was a throwback to the original with the whole two Ernies, the juice bar, or actually it's now a Froyo shop. Gozai sounding like Zordon, and just so many other similarities I just don't like. I don't like how they wore the same clothes in every episode. Doesn't make no sense. I don't understand. I understand they want to do the whole throwback thing of one team having different powers and stuff. That's fine, but now we became accustomed to every season having a new team. So that was kind of confusing because they don't explain why they changed or why Jake went from being the Black Ranger to the Green Ranger other than the Sentai footage. And why his personality changed only because of the Sentai footage, which is never explained. But I do like the Super Mega Force suits, and I do like the Mega Force suits. I like the pirate thing, even though it's never explained why they're pirates and stuff. There's a lot of stuff not explained, but other than that, I think it's all right. And so, with this episode, it's a love episode, as you can tell, with the template and stuff like that. It revolves around I forgot her name. Is Larissa? I'm just gonna call her that. The henchwoman, the green one. And it's a love triangle between her, the butler monster dude, and Jake. Oh boy. I gotta say, this was one extremely comedic episode. This was more comedic than anything Ninja Storm did. This should have been a sitcom, man. But there is one funny part in this entire episode that just had me rolling. Even though it was dumb and comedic, it had me rolling. I'll get to that later. So anyways, Jake is at school. whatever the Blue Ranger name. I'm forgetting these people's name. Wait, hold on. Ooh, I almost had it. I almost had it because I'm trying to think of the intro and they say all their names. But anyway, the Blue Ranger dude, he is doing something on the computer, and Jake wants to show him some tricks, and so then like he shows him some like soccer tricks, which are pretty impressive. I'm pretty sure they're CGI. If they're not, then wow, you know what I'm saying? And so Larissa, which I'm just gonna call her that, she sees it on like, her viewing screen. Now the main villain, the prince dude, Lord Jesus have mercy, I hate him so much. He is too much of a whiner and he's too comedic. Saban should have just created his own villain. One that wasn't so comedic from the Sentai. And so like she wants to know what Jake is doing, and so something happens, and the butler shows up, and so the prince dude wants some tea. So the butler makes the tea, and then he is in love with Larissa and everything, and always has been. So he creates like a love potion and stuff, and she drinks it. And of course, the first person you see, you fall in love with. He assumes it's him, but he doesn't realize she's looking at the monitor at Jake. And she is smitten by him. So she orders the monster dude to go down there and get Jake. So he goes down there. He doesn't understand why. He doesn't understand why she's not drooling over him. So he goes over there jealous and everything. And he tries to get Jake. And so whoever the Blue Ranger's name dude is, I forget his name. But the foot soldiers aren't paying attention to him. They just go after Jake. It's extremely comedic and stuff. They both morph, and it's a pretty cool morph scene. Not from the Blue Ranger though, because his is kind of like, he shows his morpher, but then all of a sudden he morphs and you don't really hear nothing. But Jake has a really cool morph sequence where he just spins around on a pole. And so the other Rangers show up, and of course the monster fails. So he's getting chewed out. And he doesn't understand what's really going on, but then he starts to realize that she's in love with Jake and not him. And so he said there's only one thing he can do about it. And this is the scene that had me rolling. He's just down in the dumps. He's sad, he's depressed, he's behind some restaurant, and he's holding a bag of trash, and he's just sitting there with a blank, odd stare on his face. And I'm just kind of like, man, that is hilarious. I mean, just look at him. But then all of a sudden, a little Asian lady comes up to him and starts talking to him. And as I'm listening, I'm just like, something sounds weird. Something sounds like ADR. Well, it is. It's the Sentai footage. So her voice is being dubbed and not very good either. And so she asks what's wrong. And at first she thinks he's a kid in a Halloween costume. She's all like, that was a couple of months ago. And then so he's all like, oh, the lady I like somebody else. She's like, oh, well, then she just throws her trash on top of him. Oh boy. So in a way, he goes back for like the attack, and he's trying to attack Jake and the other Rangers. And then so, Larissa decides she's gonna go and try to stop because she wants Jake captured but not destroyed, and that's what the monster's trying to do. So she's chasing him around, she's picking him up, she's swinging around, and they're dancing. Like when she's trying to get him out of the way of like the monster, she's like swinging him around to where they're dancing. And I'm just like, come on, man. Saban, what are you doing? This is too comedic. This is too childish. And so anyways, at some point in time, the monster grows, and when he does, Jake convinces him to tell her how he feels about it. So he tells her he loves her, Somehow it does not break the spell, but she's over Jake and she's all like, if you love me, then destroy the Rangers and everything. So, of course, he's trying to stomp on them. And so they call their pirate ship Zord thing and they create their Zord. And this is kind of weird. In the past Power Rangers, when they Zord transform, sometimes it's practical and it stays practical. But then they started using CGI on transformation. And then it ends with the practical thing. They did the opposite. They transformed with the practical, and then they went with the CGI. And then some parts of CGI, other parts is not. And so it's like some type of pirate ship Megazord thing, which I forget what they call. And they call on the Lion Zord from Wild Force. And then they combine that with the Samurai Zord stuff. So it's a bunch of CGI, and then they don't kill the monster. Ironically, they just knock him as high as they can into the space, and then he flies into like the villain spaceship. The villain spaceship looked like CGI crap. And so he's happy he's alive, but he's still in love with what's her face. And this is the first time they didn't destroy a monster. He's just alive. Now in the Sentai footage, he comes back, but in the American one, he doesn't. So in a way, I believe they're at Ernie's place, and Gia wants to know who Jake was talking about when he said he has a crush on another girl, and that's why he doesn't like Larissa. Well, of course, it's Gia, and she knows it. Because the dude's been crushing on her since day one of Megaforce and stuff. It's one of those will they, won't they thing, but Saban did not want to go there and stuff. So, if you want to watch like a good comedy type romance thing, this will be it. But it's kind of, it feels like so baby humor and everything and stuff. But, you know, I wish it was more serious, but it's not. Now, wasn't that romantic? Or depressing, depending on what kind of video I just talked about. Okay, well, happy Valentine's Day, everybody. And bye.